In addition to checking our AWS environment for insecure configurations, we also want to detect vulnerabilities in our server and container-based workloads. Scanning instances and containers is important to see if known OS vulnerabilities exist. Examples include vulnerabilities to Django framework or OpenSSL libraries. We can also verify that best practices around system administration and configuration are being followed. Enabling a server to allow SSH password login is an example of a best practice violation. Ensuring that instances are launched from the latest image, patched regularly, and have basic security hardening will reduce the chance of vulnerabilities being found. The AWS Inspector service is intended to specifically analyze and report on vulnerabilities on EC2 instances. Using Inspector to perform operating system vulnerability scanning does require an agent to be installed on the instances. Outside of AWS, there are many products and vendors that provide varying levels of OS vulnerability scanning. Since this concept is not new to the cloud, many security teams opt to use existing products to achieve OS-level vulnerability scanning. AWS Inspector provides insight into the following operating system vulnerabilities: CIS benchmark for Linux and Windows, AWS security best practices, and common vulnerabilities and exposures, or CVE findings. Inspector can also provide a report on network reachability from the public internet to instances and load balancers, along with specific ports that are reachable. The type of scanning that Inspector provides is considered static scanning, in that it can be scheduled to run and provide a set of findings. It is not intended for dynamic scanning to catch changes to configuration or other suspicious activity. That is dynamic scanning, and we will cover that next. Container vulnerability monitoring can also be static or dynamic. As of this recording, AWS does not provide any built-in tools to perform scanning on containers. However, it would not be surprising if they start providing these types of tools natively in the future. For checking container images for vulnerabilities, there are a number of open source and commercial vendor tools. Open source tools include Claire, Anchor, Trivy, and vendor products are many, including Aquasec, Sysdig, and Twistlock. In addition to container image scanning, commercial vendor products generally provide dynamic container monitoring once containers are deployed and running. Now that we have looked at methods and solutions for monitoring your cloud environments for vulnerabilities, you will have a chance to try this on your own.